Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Are those? Nah. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the daily. Staying hydrated. And when you're drinking something of this magnitude when it comes to water, one could say you're pretty dang smart. Here on the daily. Kind of like the old Orange Circle talks. A year and a half ago down in Orange County, about 30 miles from here. This is similar because there is a fountain, a big, beautiful fountain with a half-naked woman sitting on top of the back of a bull. But this is not the Orange Circle, my friends. This is Hollywood. This is the best I can do, sitting along this little railing made of brick. I would like to talk to you about future plans. Not the past, not the present, but the immediate future. I am talking about pre-August 10th, which will be my 43rd, I am almost 43 years old. Before that, a day or two before that, or maybe even a few days before that historic day in my life, I will be departing California. I will be flying to meet up with an old friend. You might remember her. Oh, you might remember her indeed. Large Marge, ring a bell. I will be going to get my, that person almost fell off their skateboard. And this vlog will be unedited unless someone runs up and starts dropping 30 or 40 F-bombs in a row. I will keep this unedited, off the cuff, just like those chit chats we had back at past my former home quite some time ago. I want to talk to you about what's going to happen once I get my RV. I am going to be driving it from Indiana, where it is stationed now, back here to Southern California, taking probably a 2, maybe even longer than that, week trip, halfway cross country, not completely coast to coast, but I will be going from the Midwestern states over across. I don't know which route I'm going to take. I probably will not do Route 66 or Route 66, however you decide to pronounce it, because so many people have done that. And I've done it before, about 3/4 of it. I've never done it from point A to point B, and I'm not sure if this is the appropriate time to do that. Once I get back after that, probably the end of August, so prior to August 10th, give or take a day, I will have the RV, I will start traveling back, and then once I get back, let's say end of August, 1st of September, I will be stationary for a very short while, and then I will end up taking the RV, going off on little jaunts, little hop, skips, and jumps as far as I can go to different destinations and film different topics and subjects within a 3 or 4 or 5 day radius, maybe even a week or two, who knows? Heck it, who knows what will happen in that. But I really wanted to share with you the game plan. Since I have moved to California, I have been in a nesting stage, a stage of regrouping, and what's the correct word for basically planning roots, I guess would be the correct terminology. I've been planning roots of sorts, trying to get settled. That's the term, trying to get settled, and I feel like I'm about 82% on the settled department. And once I get a little traveling vehicle back here, because I am carless, I can only go so far in an Uber or only go so far on a train, even though I really have not delved into the train aspect yet as far as the subway system goes. I will have a lot more access to getting out of Los Angeles and doing more things and seeing more things and taking things to the next level. This has been a interesting little segue, a little interesting segue in my life. It's always very tough trying to regroup. It's always tough trying to start over, if you will, and get a home base. And I am really confident, I'm really happy that I am here, and I really think there are big plans on the horizon, not only for me, but also for the state of this Daily Woo channel and the Daily Woo vlogs. And that is what I want to talk to you about. The Daily Woo, this everyday vlog that I have done for past five years. By the way, the 5-year anniversary shirt over on adamthewoo.spreadshirt.com, I will keep that up on there until August 1st, so about another week or so. So if you would like that special edition shirt, I will be deleting that soon. We're still in the celebratory month of the 5 years without missing a day. No plans on stopping. Some people were there was a little bit of a buzz thinking that I was going to quit after 5 years. And oh, I've only just begun. We've only just, me and you, not just me. Couldn't do this without everyone that's watching. I have a serious question. Let's bring it down to a serious, let's bring down the silliness and bring it down to a serious note. Let's say when I am here, when I am stationary in Los, or heck, when I'm out on the road, what type of content do you find the most fascinating? Now, I mention this because I am unlike a good percentage of the rest of YouTube. And what I mean is, a lot of the really popular YouTubers really don't have the type of content that I'm doing. They are not going to historic locations or movie locations or places where tragedy struck and giving details of that said thing. They are just showing their daily life and really showing it in a crazy fashion. And for some reason, the world has latched on to those types because they do a very good job of, they've latched onto those types of vlogs. That is not exactly per se what I do. Now, I do show a lot of my personal life, a good percentage of my personal life in these vlogs, but it's not all about that. If you have been following for quite some time, you realize I usually do, most of the time, topical type of things, but not just one subject. This could also be focused, or this is focused on abandoned places, which I rarely do anymore for legal reasons, theme parks, which I have loved doing since the start of this channel and the Adam the Woo channel, Disney, Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, those types of things. But then also tragedy locations, even like some presidential, like assassination stuff, some of the darker sides of life. I like to tackle a wide variety of things, and then sometimes I just like to go out and go thrift store shopping and put that in the vlog. I think that's the beauty of these daily vlogs and the TDW vlog. So what I am asking you to do is, I want to have an interactive conversation. I would like you to leave a comment down below. I am going to try to reply to, I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, but I'm going to try to get to a lot of viewer comments on what your favorite type of material that I do is. Movie locations. And I also want to rephrase this too, not rephrase, but I want to adhere to this topic. Movie locations, since I've been here, I have not really dove into one, and the reason for that is this. I have bought a handful of Blu-rays, all of Los Angeles movies that I like, and I have been studying them. At night, after the vlog is edited and uploaded and put on private to make live the next morning, I will watch said movie. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I will watch said movies multiple times, analyzing it, because when I do certain filming locations of those movies, whenever that will be, I want them to be very detailed, very minute. I want to put my own spin on it. So I'm taking my time with researching certain films, and there is a long, I think that person's horn worked. That laundry list will eventually be tackled. So that is why I've not really dove in head first into a hardcore fashion on the movie locations yet. I will probably start doing that detailed analysis of some of my favorite films that are filmed all around Hollywood and Los Angeles when I get back with the RV. Movie locations. So leave a comment if you think movie locations are your number one, or if you like the darker side of things, if you like the macabre, if you like the kind of like the horror, demented, or like scary stories, or even like, cemeteries and death. If that is your thing, leave that as what is your favorite thing. Or if you like the jovial stuff where I'm just going out and doing shopping and doing regular humdrum rigmarole or rigmarole, whichever the word is, if that is your thing, leave that in a comment down below. Or theme parks are your if you love theme parks, leave that as your favorite thing. Or if you like the whole spectrum, if you don't mind watching anything that is presented here on the TDW, anything that I'm doing, as long as it is presented in the normal fashion that I do it, if that is your thing, let me know, because I would like to know. I'm taking a poll per se. There's not going to be a poll down below, but I'm taking basically a sort of kind of poll just by reading the comments. And if you see a comment that you think you agree with, thumbs that comment up. And also, thumbs this video up. And the reason I want you to thumbs this video up, if you are into what I'm doing, or what I've been into doing, or if you foresee the future being something that you're into and you're not going anywhere, if you're along for the haul, leave this a thumbs up. I rarely, if ever, ask for anyone to subscribe anymore. I probably have not asked anyone to hit the subscribe button probably in about a year and a half. And I don't think I mentioned to leave a thumbs up in a heck of a long time either. So I'm asking today, if you like what you are seeing, if you are supportive of what I am doing and this channel, The Daily Woo, and the content that is coming out, whether in the past, whether in the current, and if you have high hopes for the future, give it a thumbs up. Just give it a little bit of a, just hit the little button, a little thumbs up. Because I have noticed, I've said this in the past, those who do not like things, they never go away. They will always watch. They will always be very, very boisterous and negative in their comments. And sometimes those who have nothing critical to say because they enjoy things, sometimes they don't speak up. Sometimes they do, because I always see the positivity, I always see the comments. But sometimes I think that is overshadowed by the yelling and the screaming and the analyticalization of those who frown upon certain things. So I'm really trying to get a gauge of if what I am doing is something that the world, you, not the world, you, enjoy. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and part of me in doing this thinking feels like that there are so many people now doing YouTube, which is amazing, because when I started doing these adventures, doing this adventure channel, traveling, there weren't a lot of people doing it, and I always said, get off the couch. If you have the ability to go out and do things, go out and do it. And a lot of people have heeded my call and other vloggers' calls to do that, so now there is a plethora of content online. Sometimes content that has already been done before. I am guilty of it. You might be guilty of it if you're a vlogger. We're all one big vlogging happy family now. But the downside of that is, because so many people subscribe to so many other people, there is this joy of, I don't know what the correct word would be, but people see something and sometimes they think you already did it, so that when you redo it, sometimes said person or said people will think that you are repeating something that you never did before. So sometimes I wonder, is YouTube going to hit a wall? Is YouTube going to hit a plateau? Are people just going to eventually get sick of it and it not exist anymore? That might happen in 2, 3, 4 years, or maybe less than that. Maybe people will say, I'm over this whole YouTube thing, so let's embrace it while it is here. Let's make the best of it. Let's push forward. And I want to know what your thoughts are on the subjects that I have mentioned, and what your favorite type of content is that I do, or what you watch, or what anybody else does. What do you want to see? Am I fulfilling your needs as a vlogger, as a content creator? That's what I want to know. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, especially since I moved to Hollywood, especially since this whole restructuring of my life, trying to find a home base, trying to not only keep up with these daily vlogs, but also research and eventually put out content that I am like super stoked and super proud on. It's a whirlwind thing. It's a very overwhelming, it's an overwhelming for the mind, not so much for the body, so much as far as like the actual like work entailment that goes into it, but it's more of a mental thing when you do something every single day for so long. And then before you can even finish what you're doing currently, you're thinking of the next step. You're thinking of the next step. I live and breathe videos and YouTube and what I'm gonna do, and I take every comment to heart, good, bad, ugly, critical. When someone is yelling at you, it's hard to avoid it. It's hard to avoid it. And when someone pats you on the back, it always feels good when someone comes up to me on the street or anywhere, gives me a hug and says, I really like your videos. That is what it's all about. Both sides. Criticisms, the positivity, the negativity. And that's what I want. I want your opinions. I want your thoughts on all of it. I hope I expressed myself today. What is the future of the Daily Woo? Who knows? Right now, it's to push forward. It's to go. It's to go get Large Marge. It's to do the trip back. And then once I'm back, taking the RV out for a few days at a time, maybe a week at a time, maybe even longer than that. Then I will be flying. I have a lot of places I want to go. It's very cheap to fly to LAX to certain places. I will be on the road a lot. I know the last month to 5 weeks getting grounded here have made it appear as if this is going to be what the content's going to be every day. But I assure you, that is not the case. And in a couple months from now, you will think to yourself, wow, that's not what we had thought he was going to do. I love you all. You guys have always been there, some of you from the beginning, and it's just, I don't know how I could even go through with doing this almost, well, every day, gosh. I don't know how I could go through with doing this every day without you guys in my corner. It's absolutely amazing, and I've said it a million times, but I don't think I've said it enough. I think it's just one of those things that needs to be said. It's very distracting sitting out here and trying to hold a train of thought with so much. Look at this veritable plethora of activity. There's always someone running by, riding by, crazy characters to and fro. And when you're doing one of these videos that is a 16 minutes and 24 seconds currently, there has been a lot of things that have popped into the frame that I have avoided because I'm trying to keep the conversation. I have not done an unedited vlog in a long time, and it feels reunited with this unedited vlog. Doesn't happen very often, but it feels so good. The Future of the Daily Woo is a good one. I'm looking forward to what happens, and I'm looking forward to having you along for the ride, just as you have been and hopefully will continue to be. See you guys tomorrow, I promise. Vlog over.